Can we first cast this? And they put 1,000 in this little pond.
Right here. If it starts slowing down, like if you look around and you look in jump, you see waves and shit, like black and red, 5-weight.
Oh, I did get one first cast. Let's go. At the very end, dude. This is a decent little guy. I was starting to think I wasn't gonna do it first cast.
I'm getting hit again. Look at that.
Look at this guy right here.
Oh,
there he goes. Dude, I figured if I was gonna get one, it was gonna be at the very end like that.
Look, that lighting up thing.
This is a 4-pound. Oh yeah, dude. I had the same rod that goes with this reel, and then I broke the rod, and then I found this rod at St. Vinny's.
Super. Whoa, what kind of rod is that? Like a light or?
It's like one of those cheap ass like Weimar. Oh, dude, they're swimming right out by your bobber. I can see the ripples. Damn, I only got one fish. It's crazy. See, I can see that. Holy dude, that's a nice ripple out there.
Every like 20 seconds, just strip in like once.
Oh, dude, this only must be a few feet deep.
Yeah, probably. You're on.
Ooh. That one gave a good hit too. Damn, bro, I need to get in on that fly action apparently. You guys will get to judge my casting. Oh, we got the fly set up on. It's not mine, it's my buddy's, but got a little brown one.
Yeah, this line's crazy, dude.
Damn, see, I can't get it out that far. Ooh, that was a nice jump.
Let me see your form real quick for one time.
It's like, it's kind of hard because it's kind of tight.
Boom. There you go.
So I actually got it out decently.
Yeah, pull a bunch of line out, let it like dangle down there, and then you shoot it out and it should like suck up that line. Yeah, right there where you're at, you'll probably get hit, honestly. And if you don't get hit in like 20 seconds,
oh, that went directly in front of the camera.
Line, yeah.
Dude, I can't remember. It's probably been like genuinely 4 years since I've caught a fish on a fly.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
4 or 5.
Dude, you'll get hit. Oh, you're hit. There you go. It's that bleach on you, dude.
Dude, that right side is money. Yeah, we should do a tally or something. I mean, Yusuf's got a big head start on us, but dude, you see all that shit over there? I think I might slide that way. Yeah, there's so many boils over there. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to get my first fish on the fly in a long time. Fish are just running from me.
Yeah, same here.
Wait, hold up. Dude, it's always when I'm not paying attention.
Also, someone told me a good tip was like the indicator. When you set the hook, set it like you're about to cast again. Because if you set it like a normal rod, that thing's coming at your face.
So like angle that I feel like I'll smoke them either to the left or on the dock. Damn, that's a good distance right there. Nice thing about fly fishing a pond is you can just leave it the hell out there. I want to know what the biggest fish in this pond currently would be. Oh, there it is. No, I pulled the line away. Damn it. Every time I'm not paying attention is the only time something happens. There we go, that's better. There he is. That looks like a decent one. Bro, it's crazy. It's almost to the point where it's hard to tell that my indicator's going down because they're just barely pulling it under. We were whipping around, fly rod for a little bit, got some hits on the old indicator on my buddy's setup. I haven't really fly fished hardly at all that I can think of in the last 4 or 5 years. So at some point today, hopefully, it's probably gonna be more of a fly fishing video than anything. At least that's what I'm gonna title it as. I'm gonna try it down by this dock. Well, I caught a fish first cast at the very end of my cast, and since then they've got a handful down there, but I've been throwing a lure, same lure that I caught the first one on, throwing a fly around. I figured it was going to be like fish every couple of casts type stuff, but they're definitely in here moving around, so see if we can get on one here. My fly fishing skills or casting skills are probably fairly raw because I haven't done this in years. And he's hooked up. It's that shallow side by those weeds. I mean, it's shallow and weedy over here too, but damn, he did rip one out of there by those weeds. Seems like the schools are just on the move and you just gotta kind of chase them. And they should be pretty much everywhere in this little pond, but that's a good one right there.
Get it loosen up, dude.
No, but it's like I got a new reel.
Okay,
So the other reel that I had something similar to his was
He got you wrapped in them weeds.
Yo, are you tying?
All right, we just tied a nice looking fly on here. Some sort of leech, I believe, that one of my buddies tied up. And I think that's pretty much what they've been smoking these fish on, so I'm gonna hope we can do the same. Ooh, that was a nice cast right there. That was a nice cast. There it is. I'm not gonna miss you this time. I mean, maybe I just did.
Yeah, I'm on.
Damn, that was like 6 feet to the left of mine.
There you go.
This might be the moment. Damn, they keep bopping it, but see, I'm not even having to be that far out. And maybe 10 feet. It seems like a lot of some of the shallower ponds, sometimes they stay close to the shore for whatever reason. I've not been able to seal the deal so far, but we're starting to get a lot more hits.
One already.
Yeah, I mean on the fly rod anyway.
There we go.
I think I was just getting hit too, right? That looks like a good one, dude. Dude, that one looks like it's got a red stripe on them. That's a nice one, actually. Damn, dude. They're cranking them out left and right. I'm getting smoked out here. I'm getting skunked. Seems like you guys barely lose any fish when you hook them too. I don't know if it's because... Damn, another fish jumping where I just was.
See, that's why you want it to be like in your finger so you can just pull up.
That's also why you want to have your camera on, because I did that because I was... Bro, I was fumble-f***ing with the camera.
It might come back if you just let it sit on it.
Yeah. I did not expect to get a bite that quickly after I moved it. Dude, yeah. Oh,
Your indicator.
Dude, I got that one on camera, I'm sure. How vintage is this thing anyway?
Like 60s, 70s.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an old Shakespeare.
When you get a bite, you can
oh, there it is. Damn it, did you see that? There it is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
On the vintage too.
keep it in your finger and just strip down from your finger.
Yeah.
Bro, this is gonna be...
Like, no, pull behind your hand, Put it back in. And pull this line right here. Coming off your hand, pull it behind it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I could
Yeah, you
just
can
like
just find one
horse
on
him
the reel.
in, honestly.
There
Woo!
you go, let's go.
Dude, that's a nice one too. Let's go. My first one on the fly. And I had the camera on. Kept getting hit right there, dude. I just had to thug it out a little bit. Boom. Look at this guy right here. This is among the bigger sizes of fish we're getting into today on the leech. Dude, I'm stoked. That was such a dumb fight job, but
Yeah, we gotta like get him like on his own to like do it with his reel. That's why it's hard to like.
there he goes. Yes. Dude, that took a long ass time. I should be able to get a lot more now that I shouldn't be missing as many bites. That guy choked it, or he hit it hard enough. Funny enough, that's probably one of the biggest fish I've landed on a fly.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because I usually just like was catching tiny trout. I'm flipping the camera right on. Oh, we're getting in them again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
Your indicator or what?
that was insane, dude.
Take your indicator down.
Dude, that had to have gotten on camera. As soon as I turn my head, I see the fish come up and I see its mouth open over my bobber, bro. That shit was insane, dude. Boom, he's hooked up down there. I just saw a blow up right where you were casting. It's coming back. There's gonna be a fire hook set if I can hook him.
Going to the top.
Oh, dude, what the hell? That was crazy down, but it was so subtle. That's an eagle. Damn, America. No, dude, that's like, bro, that's the thing. I feel like your hook to catch ratio on flies is once you hook them, like you got a good chance of landing them. But I feel like the hard part is hooking them. There it is.
Nice. Let's go. Get him on the reel if you want.
Oh yeah. Let's go, dude. I figure I'm gonna have to bust the fly rod out again. Didn't take very long. Boom. There's number 2 on the fly rod. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Bro, at least I was going uphill that time and not downhill. Dude, I was like trying to crawl up the hill and I slid all the way down. Oh, dude, I just totally was not paying attention there. Bro, how did I screw that up? Dude, what in the... Was not ready for that. Dicking with my line. There it is. Boom, I knew I was gonna get one right there. That's 3 on the fly and 1 on the lure. Right in the top of the nose. There he goes. That's fish number 4. Had to kind of grind for him, but I missed that one and then kind of realized that probably wasn't going to miss him again. But my casting and hook setting and all that is getting significantly better. They've got way more than me though. We're talking group totals here. I'm barely contributing. 4 total in like 2 hours, but hooked way more than that, or had way more bites than that, I should say. Pretty cold and wet day, but fresh off a stock up here, and sounds like there's 1,000 they just put in here, so that's why they're everywhere. I don't know how the fighting is going to look on the camera because I'm not very good at fighting them on the fly rod, but it'll probably look goofy, but at least we landed a few. Just missed one right there. Ooh, they're already hitting it again. There it is. It's a pretty one. It's real, dude, it's got some purple ass stripes on there. Dude, this is a pretty looking fish. That's a good old thumbnail shot right there. Some nice pretty colors on this guy. That's number 5 for me. I've landed 5, but I can't tell you how many bites I missed.
Oh, dude,
there he goes, so slowly and gracefully. I keep getting hits right here. I might as well not even move. And it's not very far out at all. It's like just off this branch. I missed one. As soon as the bobber hit the water, it was going down again. And that was that fish. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there it goes again. Starting to get into them now. One of the best spots I fished all day, just in this exact spot that I'm standing in, but dude, there's no way. No way I missed that shit. I refuse to believe it. That's just an easy bobber down. Really? Yeah, dude, I wasn't paying attention. There he goes again, though. Oh, dude! That was a pig, dude. Dude, that was insane, bro. I was not paying attention, but that was insane. Dude, as soon as I went to strip line in, I see him swipe at my indicator, and then I thought he hit the indicator, but he smoked the fly. But he had me wrapped up. I thought that was bigger, honestly. That's like my biggest one of the day, though, maybe.
Yeah, these ones are not too big.
Damn, dude, I'm just letting him run. This is a fatter one, probably. Yeah, I was feeling that spot, dude. That's number 6. Dude, this sucker's like chrome. No, I just barely had him hooked. There he goes. Number 6. We'll see if I can keep track without losing track, because normally when I get into a bunch of fish, I lose track. It's taken me a long time at first, but I've gotten 3 just not very long, so it's kind of good that I've been switching the camera on now at the right times, not getting as much wasted footage as I was earlier. That thing smoked my entire setup.
Oh!
Is that a crappie?
That's a crappie!
Dude, he got a crappie! Bro, let me see that. Let me see that. Decent little guy. He's pretty though. That's nuts. Man, so
like, goodbye.
So I could have been throwing my crappie jig out here, because usually when there's one, there's always more. So
that's crazy.
That's dope, dude. The crappie must just be hitting shallow right now. Got it out there. I was not paying attention at the all. That's like number 7. I thought I was gonna miss that. Damn. It's like my biggest of the day, maybe. Oh, he released himself. I figured that might happen because I had tension on the line, and so it popped it out of his mouth, but that still counts. I touched him. So I must have adjusted it to a good depth then. It was like the first one I didn't have the camera on for. Ooh, jumper. All right, we were getting a lot of hits. Had to move off the dock though, because just wasn't really feeling that spot much anymore. We were getting hits, but just couldn't really corral anything in there. Off of there besides that one fish. So we're hitting this kind of shallow part of the shore again, where I was cranking them out earlier. Whoa, dude, that was a huge fucking fish right there. Let's see, we can go for work on number 8 here.
Tell you what, man. Another one.
Nice, dude. Damn, I wish I wouldn't have lost that one leech. Ooh, he actually came off. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's go. This is like my smallest one of the day.
Dang. Keep that tension.
I know. I was like, he's on. Oh, there we go. Smallest guy of the day, but oh, there he goes. That's number 8. 7 on the fly rod. We're gonna try and get to at least 10 on the fly rod. That's my goal. So that would be 11 total. Really small fish, but hey, at least it was something. I'll show you right where I had my bobber if I can get there. Oh, there we go. Are you f***ing kidding me, dude? I had too much slack, so I just tried to straight up set the hook, but it's a matter of time before somebody gets one by this brick. Damn it. That one pulled that down pretty good. Is that just like halfway out? Let's go. No, he came off, bro. Bro, that was dumb. That was a decent one. That was the first one I've actually lost all day, but that would have been fish number 9. There it is. Dude, it was like almost immediately I started getting hit right out in there. I was casting further. That thing, did you see how many times I hit my bobber down, dude? Thought for sure I was gonna have him. Whoa.
Yep.
Dude, this is a crazy jumper. Nice, that's my first fish in a while. Well, we're gonna count that. That was fish number 9, so that's 8 on the fly rod. So hopefully we can get 2 more. That one, I was like really late to reacting to it, but I didn't think it was gonna matter just because it was such a hard strike. And that fish was crazy. I don't know if you guys got the whole fight, but he like jumped out of the water 3 times. Come on my way back to the car. I was soaked from all the rain, but I wanted to get a couple more fish, so I decided to just tough it out. And then you guys didn't see this, but I was on the dock and I backed up, and then the next thing I know, I'm just sinking into the pond, completely submerged. I never even touched bottom and I was completely underwater. And then fortunately I came up and my buddies were able to help pull me onto the dock, and I had a bunch of water in my lungs, and so I was fortunate I was able to cough that up. But if I wasn't soaked before, I'm really soaked now. So sounds like I'm probably done fishing for the day because of that. My phone, my wallet, my batteries, everything were in my pockets. Nothing was lost. And I wasn't really worried about any of those things. I was trying not to drown because it's very cold out here, and it shocked me because it came out of nowhere. So I'm focused on warming up and not getting hypothermia, and glad my buddies were there because would have been scared by myself. And today started out good, and then certainly been more unfavorable for me down the stretch, but it was so cold that once I got out of the water I could barely even talk. It's still hard for me to talk. I'm just completely drenched head to toe, and it's basically still winter even though it's the beginning of spring. And I somehow didn't have my camera on for that one, but I'm gonna have to go back to the car, which fortunately I'm almost there, and heat up. Otherwise it's not gonna go well for me. So that's just what I gotta focus on right now. All right, so it's been about a month since this happened. I wanted to give you guys kind of the closer on this story and why I titled it the way I did. I thought I had passed the end of it when I was, fairly fortunate to not have drowned, because it definitely was something that could have happened. And like I said, I'm thankful my buddies were there. I thought that was the end of it, and it turns out it got even worse than that. The next day, I started feeling sick. At first, I just figured it was because everybody in my house was sick, but then I started to get a fever. I was sick really badly for 4 to 5 days. My fever kept getting worse and worse. I would break my fever in the middle of the night, and I would wake up completely covered in sweat, and then the next night the same thing would happen again, and that happened for 3 or 4 nights. So I was getting really sick. I eventually went to urgent care, told them I thought I had pneumonia, which I'd never had before. And they told me I did end up having a little bit of pneumonia in my lower left lung, which is where I could feel the water. It's where a lot of it went when I inhaled water when I fell in that pond. So that was 2 instances where I was in pretty rough shape. And the whole ordeal, the whole thing was pretty scary. So definitely was fortunate to not have it be any more serious than it already was, because it already was pretty serious. But fortunately, I was able to take some antibiotics and get straight with that. I was pretty sick for about a week and a half, and then I was good. And then this was just in time, about a week after I recovered from pneumonia. I had a minor surgery for something completely different that was planned, but they almost didn't go through with the surgery because I had just gotten done having pneumonia, but I was fine at that point. So fortunately, they looked at my lungs and everything was good to go, so I was able to have that surgery. So the last month for me has been, I've done a lot of fishing, but I've done a lot of recovering too. And this video definitely, it was fun at first until it wasn't, and then it got very serious. That was the first time that I had ever been to that pond. That whole experience, so it did definitely set me back and made it so I couldn't go fishing for a couple of weeks. So that part of it made it not worth it. And of course, while I was drying off in the car for 2 hours, I missed the best bite of the day. So that was, you know, more salt to the wound, but things could have been a lot worse. So fortunately they weren't. Like I said, it was still pretty serious for a couple of different reasons. So I didn't expect this video to be this long, but like I said, it did end up being pretty scary and pretty serious and not the average fishing video. So I figured I'd add on that last piece. Fortunately, I'm all good now. I've been doing a lot of fishing, so hopefully you guys stay tuned for that content coming up. It's gonna be great. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go down there, like, comment, and subscribe to help me out, help my channel grow. See you guys on the next one. Peace.